Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So earlier today I did my Murderworld Incursions run, and in this video I'm going to be discussing my run, show you guys the hacks that I used, a couple of fight examples, and basically discuss the overall level of difficulty and how I liked it. So let's begin by watching some gameplay from Bullseye, and it was tremendously fun and incredibly impressive as well. This was one of the most surprising and easy incursion runs that I had done, because I ultimately decided to go with Bullseye and Hemostatic Charge boss hack from the beginning. Pretty much all the fights looked like this throughout the entire run. So most of them didn't last half a minute. Most of them died from my level 1 before they could even detonate the power stings. I believe in this fight I will make a slight mistake somewhere along the way. I will survive it, however, and again, the damage is just going to be quite brutal. And so you guys can probably tell I already had a tremendously good time on the stream, and it is definitely easier to do these 15 rooms. Yeah, they do scale up a bit quicker, but the nodes are not, any crazier than they used to be before. And you can do stuff like this. There was like 1,000,000 damage on that special attack with guaranteed crits, guaranteed damage, and that's before they actually detonate the power stings. The power stings themselves have detonated for about as much as like 800k on this run, and the only reason why I couldn't detonate for more was because opponents run out of health. And this is going to be yet another fight where Bullseye is just going to smash the entire fight. Super easy to use as well, because all the damage is guaranteed. You do have the taunt to bait out the special attacks. They are special 3 locked, so you don't need to worry about that either. And yeah, you just basically enjoy life with this hack combination. There are other obviously hacks that work, but the main thing for Bullseye is Hemostatic Charge. And we saw here exactly how busted and broken these fights can be, and that was in relatively high rooms. And the final rooms looked just more of the same. So the strategy was I brought in Bullseye, TGR, and one Odin, because Odin is also a tactic champion, Saga champion, I mean. First, I gave the Odin's pre-fights to Bullseye, then I gave Odin's pre-fights to CGR, and then I just swapped in Scorpion for just in case situations, because obviously Bullseye does rely on opponents having bleed. We do have CGR nuke in our back pocket, as well as Scorpion's kind of control and consistency, but all three of those champions end up doing a ton of damage anyways. So this unstoppable healthy relic, I think all of those defensive relics are relatively whatever. I think you can pick that whatever you want. The most important one is the Hemostatic Charge. Hemostatic Charge lets you inflict Power Sting every time you bleed the opponent, including Bullseye's instant bleeds, and that Power Sting does a ton of damage. And that is not all, because that also gives you a guaranteed source of ton of debuffs. It places taunts on the opponent. Once you get 3 Power Stings, it also special 3 locks them and makes the fights incredibly safe. So that is the guaranteed hack that you can pick at the beginning. So it's not RNG involved. Just pick a Bullseye, pick that Hemostatic Charge hack, and then kind of build from there whatever you get. Along the way, I ended up choosing Perpetual Offense Relic to give me a prowess buff on my special attacks. Wasn't really needed, but it was nice to have as a source of extra damage. Then we had Tide of Combat. This one was super helpful, because whenever a non-damaging debuff expires on the opponent, 50% chance to gain a Fury buff lasting 10 seconds, granting 35% attack rating. If the attacker has a relic equipped, gaining the Fury has 100% chance to gain an additional one. And this just seemed to work incredibly well with Bullseye especially, but it also worked well with Scorpion, with his taunts and petrifies and just regular stun debuffs. And it works great with CGR obviously as well, as your armor breaks are expiring. And then keep it going. Every 10th hit you place an armor break, 60% of your attack rating, but there are tons of attack modifiers that make your attacks way, way, way more powerful. And the whole end result is basically what we saw. Additional things that were quite important here, because I do have attack surge debuff count, so significantly increased attack as I was spamming debuffs left, right, and center, so that gave me a decent boost. I do have Power Sting increased potency, not really needed, but it was nice to have. Attack Surge unique buff count. This was mainly helpful due to Odin's pre-fights, and obviously CGR gaining some buffs himself. increased arm break potency because I had keep it going, making those arm breaks ever so more potent. Damaging effects upgrade that was pretty much purely for Scorpion. Special refunds, special attacks consume 20% less power, and ability power rate attribute boost. That was mainly for CGR. So these weren't actually ideal picks either, because I'd much rather have picked minor or hacks that, increase my stun duration and a whole bunch of others. I didn't get everything that I wanted here at all, but the most important thing is that you get that hemostatic charge and then get some damage hacks going, and Bullseye absolutely shredded through all this. So ultimately, what was my experience? It was actually tremendously pleasant. I did use a couple of items, no units, obviously. All the items that I did end up using were from my inventory. I haven't even claimed the compensation yet. Oh no, wait, I did claim it along the way because I did use a couple of health potions from it. But it was because I was playing a bit sloppily as well. For most part, whatever revives and team heals or single champion heals you pick up along the way is going to be more than enough. Obviously, there are other great options. As I was starting my run, people were continuously talking about Venom, for instance, as a great option, because you do get tons of buffs, you get tons of debuffs, and Venom had been doing tremendously great for some people. Then additionally, I heard that Sim Supreme was doing great as a champ as well. And obviously people still relied on Aegon a lot. I do think Aegon makes the end of the run easy, but it's quite hard to ramp him up. Therefore, I ended up picking Bullseye, and I do not regret it for 1 second. Additional shout out goes to Shield. Shield also can be tremendously helpful with the hemostatic charge hack and a handful of others, but I don't think it is going to be easy to top how well Bullseye did in this run. Bullseye absolutely dominated it. Therefore, the shortened duration of the rooms did make it seem to me that it is significantly easier. Because if I had to go for 10 more rooms, even if the health pools were smaller along the way, there's always way more chances to get some node combination that really kind of screws you up and messes you around. And just by condensing that, I think makes Incursions kind of like more consistent and straightforward. There's less chance to get absolutely screwed over, if you know what I mean. So overall, I think it's a great change. I will make another video with the best options for that 45 gem that we do get from Incursions. We will be getting another one of those, so we'll have 2 45 gems to use in very near future. But for now, that's pretty much it. That's how I did. These are the champions and tactics that I used. If you do want to check out the full run, that is my latest live stream. But for now, I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the next